test. Tra-la-la.
Wait, is it Milo and his brother?
Yeah, it's Milo and his brother against Theo and Jayde.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. 10 streamers. 10 streamers, 10 watchers, so we are now live. Hello and welcome to the next 2v2 game. I am joined today by the lovely James Holmes.
Afternoon.
Today we will be watching Jayde and Theo versus Milo and Alfie. Neither of these teams have played yet, as they both won their games by default in the first round due to complications. So,
are we going to be receiving info on the bans before or after the game then?
I hope I will request. Well, in fact, as you said that, Jayde has just messaged me. The bans have been Riven, Ezreal, Kate, Janna, Kale, and Soraka. The Soraka ban there.
Yeah, I can see. It's just like a fair few just generic supporting people, isn't it? You know, supports to be annoying in this situation. Like, I can see Janna and Soraka, especially if you're going for just a farm off.
Yeah, Janna just being able to peel and cause disruption, stopping the AD carry from farming would be an issue. So they are still in champion select.
It's more the fact they can just Vex really easily, and you know Soraka can just sit there and heal. Any
idea of poking people down is just negated by the fact that Soraka will just heal over and over again.
I really don't see the Riven ban in 2v2 though, since it's mid lane. Like, I can't really see her doing anything spectacular. Might flash onto you, but then about it. They only have like one chance to do it. It's not like she's gonna, you know, like get a bloodthirster in like the 10 minutes it takes to do these games.
Apparently, I'm being asked by Dan to turn you up.
Turn me up?
Yeah, I can't. You are as loud as my computer will allow you to.
Maybe it's just something to do with the stream or something, because when Theo was, you know, co-casting, it was the same sort of deal. Like, he'd be fine in other lobbies, but when he was on your stream, he sounded pretty quiet.
See, I'm looking at my streaming software has a volume control, and it's showing both of us hitting towards the top end of the sound, so I can't physically turn you up anymore because you're already hitting the top end of the sound.
I'll just talk louder then.
Apparently so. I mean, I've tried editing settings in the past, but the only thing I can do is do a desktop boost, but I don't know how. Alright, I'll try a desktop boost. I'll boost it to 10 and see if that helps.
Getting technical here.
Apparently. Is that any better, Dan?
Hello.
Rachel suggests that I turn myself down, then she can turn the stream up. That's probably not a bad idea. How would I go?
Have you started specking yet, by the way, Nick?
Or no,
not?
they're spectate.
Fine, it works alright.
What
we got?
Milo playing Xin Alfie playing Elise, Theo playing Xin and Jayde playing Leona.
Well, if you consider Elise, rather than, you know, as a top laner, as more of an aggressive support, then the very similar sort of comps they've gone for. Ridiculously so in the fact that both have Xin Zhao. See, I was all prepared to talk about the matchup, but the Xin v Xin matchup, I'm going to have to say it's a skill matchup.
Bring myself down to about 75%. That might make a difference. If it makes a difference, then hooray. If it doesn't, then
See, like, both, as anyone could probably say, yeah, both, like, Milo and his brother have both taken flash, whereas they've gone for more aggressive spells on Theo's side.
Oh, just as I clicked to have a look at Milo's runes and masteries, the game has started to load. So.
Well, it's fine. We'll have, like, you know, a minute of them just stood around, probably.
whilst it loads. As you've seen from other streams, it does take a little while to load up. Let's have a look at some comments from our viewers. Let's have a look. Nick, read the chat. James is loud enough. James is like, God, oh God, so loud. James sounds better now. Oh my God, my ears. Christ, no. Apparently, James, you're all right now.
Good to know.
Robin 90 asking, what are you doing here at LOL?
What, me?
Yeah.
What am I doing at the LOL?
Only the one skin. So will Skin Zhao beat Xin Zhao?
Dan, I'm completely up to date with, LOL at the moment, with all my knowledge in that, so it's fine.
I was going to say, the last time you would have played, I think Elise's stats were a lot different. She has undergone considerable nerfs since then, but she still seems to be popular enough for them to release the not the championship skin, the
Victorious one, yeah, for gold.
Yeah. Say learn to read. I'm not reading the stream all the time because I'm having to change settings and stuff. So, bleh to you guys. Okay, so they're all 100%, so hopefully we should be entering the screen shortly.
I'm not seeing them all at 100%. I'm seeing Theo at like 78. Oh no, here we go.
There we go, and we're in. And for once we're actually in dead on time as the game starts rather than a minute later. So
we'll start with
Elise starting with the
Doran's ring,
2 pots. No one else.
I'm wondering if Milo's going to pick up a Doran's blade and just try and go.
Doran's shield 1 pot for Jayde as Leona.
Longsword 2
for Theo Zinjao.
Welcome to Summoner's
Milo
Rift.
Zinjao still not left the summoner platform. Or that no, there it is. There's the Doran's blade.
Double Doran's, a blue side then. Oh, you've actually got it all on. I don't know if that's actually streaming because I can see that, so I'm assuming so.
Yeah, it's not there.
Milo's probably comment on the fact that there's 2 Zinzaos.
At least it'll be easy to tell them apart.
The spine.
30 seconds until minions
And
spawn.
you, the fly.
It's a little bit of wasted mana from the volatile spider.
Doesn't really. Techno spider. Don't use proper terms. Someone started with anyway.
It seems that Sorreless Joe has looked at the runes and seen no one has got a cheeky crit rune, so we're not going to see any crits. I think it's probably safe to assume that both Zinjaos are running 21-9-0.
With the check.
Minions have
Leona's probably
spawned.
running. I would imagine Jade's probably gone well either 9-21 or 0-21-9. Both players just milling around at the respective spawns, respective towers, rather. Right, and the minions close in and they're off. It'll be interesting here to see whether.
Then starting E. Milo started Q. Okay.
We already know that Alfie started with the volatile spider. Leona started with the Q, the shield daybreak.
I think for the first couple levels, I'd probably give the edge to Leona and Zin over Elise and Zin, just because they're both sort of taking all-in comps. Whereas you can't really all-in Leona, and Zin himself is quite tanky. Whereas there's only one squishy target on the entire field, so.
The only amount of hope they've got is Alpha
Elise.
And straight away
Flash gone. Barrier for
Bit
some
of a
reason, but
bit of a wasted barrier there. I don't think that was.
maybe it was a misclick. Exhaust instead, maybe. But even so, Zinzi, I wouldn't have seen the point in exhausting.
No, not really. He was out anyway. Milo obviously hasn't got any pot, so he is going to have to wait back in order for Doran's blade. And if any of the previous games go by, he's got the light steal.
It's going to be first blood for Mario.
There you are. It's first blood for Theo and Jayde. Some very decisive ease from Theo now. Not difficult for Theo to follow up on that. As you can see at level 2, Alfie has taken the stun but unable to do much to stop that engage. So at the moment it just seems like Milo is where she is.
There's also the fact that he has to auto attack to get any health back, and going into melee range means that it's easy. Every summoner gone though, pretty much, except for Theo's barrier.
Both of Alfie's flash damage. So they're going to have to play reasonably conservative. Both teams on the same CS at the moment, pretty much. Though Milo and Alfie seem to be sharing it, whereas Theo seems to be taking it from Jayde. That's the one advantage.
Needs to be careful there because he's one level down. At least he's got a level up on everyone, but at least getting to 6 first doesn't really make a difference.
Not particularly. Obviously, she did a bit of an engage. A fair bit of damage done, but a little bit of wasted with those skill shots. Milo really not in a position to follow up and go all in. Just get himself killed again. We can say that he did come back slowly.
A summoner has disconnected.
A very quick win, 5 minutes.
Yep.
Alfie is going to at least take one back.
I was going for the second.
Jayde's gone back
Could have been a
in.
mistake by Jayde.
No,
Nah.
not that any of that matters. So, game number 1, hold on to Theo and Jayde.
A summoner has disconnected.
Still going for it. No, Alfie's also going to die. So,
A summoner
put
has
out there.
You can't, like, that was a mistake on Miles' behalf. You can't go in all, like, you know, if Leona gets caught, you can't go all in on you, because she's just going to turn around and stun you in the face, and there's not much you can do about it then.
Okay, message from Jayde. The bans for their second game are Janna, Riven, Elise, Leona, Zin, and Caitlyn. Unsurprisingly,
We will be seeing
Leona
completely
Zin
different
comp is
teams
now-
then, I imagine.
Yeah.
Since everyone in that last game was
All
previously
champions have
banned.
now been banned. All 3 champions. So just get rid of some of those and quit out of that. I would assume they're just in champion select at the moment. So Alfie and Milo have a little bit of work to do to catch up. So we'll just wait for them to get back into their game, and then we can meet them in champion select. So yeah, I think the choice of Leona Zin was a very good choice there. It meant they could go all in really easily, and there's just not a lot for Elise to do to keep them off. She's only got the 1 stun. That's the only bit of crowd control Elise actually has. So they certainly made the right decision to go in all on Milo and mitigate his damage. As early on, I would suspect Zin has a bit more damage than Elise. Certainly in those earlier levels before Elise has got all of her damage. Right, they are in game now, so we can join Champion Select now.
Well, I found it odd that, you know, just go like Techno Spider rather than just the Q first or something, and still the sun so early. Because, like, I thought the point of Elise would be to, you know, try and poke him down, and then Elise can't, like, you know, until she's got, like you say, levels or items, she can't all in. Or, like, she should have all in someone at level 3 as Elise, like full to nothing. You've got, like, you know, play the poker game. I see Theo's gone for ultimate bitch mode.
They're taking the Soraka that was banned last game.
Yeah.
So Theo and
Exhaust, heal, Soraka.
Theo and Jayde as Soraka Ezreal respectively, Alfie and Milo as Fiora respectively. Now we have seen Milo play Fiora twice already, and he lost one due to he wasn't watching his mana correctly, but then he did beat Shen in his other game. So far we've seen mixed stuff from Milo as Fiora, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Very different summoner spells though. Both Lux and Soraka are choosing to go with heal. I can very quickly do a more Theo opting for Max Payne 3. This is pretty paid.
Max Payne 3.
Magic pen marks, ability power quintessences, mana regen per 5 seals, and ability power per level glyphs. So no defensive there whatsoever. If we look at the masteries, that's 2190, his Gandalf page. Pretty standard AP page. So he's going to have a lot of AP. His healing is going to be very good, but on the flip side, he's going to be squishy as hell. So if Milo
no flash though, and no real CC. So if he does get caught by a Lux snare, then
Milo
Fiora's going to
all on him.
Rip him a new arsehole.
We haven't got a lot of time, so I'll quickly look at Alfie's as Lux. I think we can probably guess what kind of things the other two are going to be going. Mixed marks for Alfie, some magic resist marks and armor marks, flat mana regen seals, flat ability power glyphs, and ability power quintessences. So
he's taken defensive marks.
He's taken defensive marks to allow him to have that mana regen and that ability power in his seals and glyphs. So again, not as squishy, but still reasonable. Those defensive marks aren't going to be as effective as they would be if they were in the seals or the glyphs.
You lose a lot for not taking Magic Pen at like the early levels though.
But he does.
There's a reason everyone takes it.
He does make up for that with the ability power glyphs and quintessences. So a lot of AP straight up, but not much Magic Pen. So I think it's probably safe to assume that both Milo and Milo and Jayde will have magic resist glyphs. So maybe, but I think certainly with what we've seen from Theo's runes and masteries, it's not going to be Alfie doing the damage. Alfie's going to be looking to get that snare onto Soraka, and Milo's going to follow him. The other question, of course, thinking about Milo's other games is he going to max riposte again? And we've seen in his previous games that it really hasn't helped him, because particularly in the game where he was playing against Shen, every time he jumped on Shen and activated riposte, Shen just backed away and didn't use it, so he wasted a lot of mana on it. So we'll just have to wait and see.
See what he does, because if he's gonna double, if he's gonna go for burst with it, he's better off just maxing
lunge.
Maxing lunge, yeah, just for the if he's gonna just double lunge right from the off roll and chase down the auto.
Okay, seeing them are both at 100%. A bit more skins this time. We've got the Pulsefire Ezreal, the Imperial Lux, and the Night Raven Fiora. Theo just with the standard Soraka.
I'm unsure of this, but can you parry Ez's Q?
It is classed as an auto attack for the purposes of hitting. It is classed as an auto attack, so I believe.
I know you can parry parlay, but you can parry Ez's Q is a different thing. I'm pretty sure Panth passive blocks it, so I'd assume so. I know, check the chat, someone will say, we've got a little bit of time.
Welcome
no
to
one said
Summoner's Rift.
anything about it yet. Some information from Vorstave though. Soraka's Q scales well. I don't get why you go with Ez when so many mages are open. And Exhaust is really good against Fiora.
You can exhaust just before she ults and pretty much mitigate the whole thing.
Just checking. Already just from that small
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Theo not having any of those resistances in his runes and masteries is going to make him take a lot of damage. Looks like he's opting to go back straight away.
Might as well.
That's another Q landed, so that's going to delay them even longer. And of course, with
They've got time.
the mana regen.
Theo's starting E as well rather than heal, so he's gonna
Minions have spawned.
have to go back in that. I don't know how many pots has he got. Got 2 health and 1 mana. Said he's opting for Doran's. I expected, really.
Yeah, I can confirm Riposte does counter Ez's Q. Okay, so the minions are together and they're off.
Theo already starting to zone.
Again, Milo is an AD melee, so he's going to get in there to use that Doran play. Both AD. Once again, Milo started with Riposte, although I suppose in this circumstance, if he's quick enough to Riposte the ESP, now he knows that that is something he can do, then it's going to mitigate, it's going to stop him from taking quite a lot of the poke, and it's going to apply a bit of poke back, but it's just whether he's...
Poke doesn't really do anything against Soraka though. Well, it won't want you to hit level 2 anyway.
I think it's probably safe to say that Jayde and Theo are going to be going to the CS of the tower.
Yeah. S picks up his blink, Soraka picks up the heal.
Milo now has Alfie has now one in every one. More poke, but again it's just mitigated by Soraka's heal. And as we've seen by Theo's masteries, he has got quite a lot of mana regen. Soraka isn't that mana hungry himself anyway, particularly as Arena doesn't cost her any mana to begin with. So it's not really...
Just if you're forced to spam the heal, you can boom yourself quite easily. Not really much happening at the moment, everyone's just farming. 17 to purple, 22 to blue.
Milo and Alfie both now with Theo opting to take the second point from the heal though, rather than same for...
They're just going to try and stay in the lane, then it's a better choice.
Same for Jayde at this point, she's taken 2 points into Mystic Shot, 1 point in the link. So far, it's the farm off. Jayde and Theo are a little ahead of the
7 ahead currently.
Well, they're taking quite a bit of damage there.
Phaebus was going to get a better luck shield though, he's been on half health for a little while now.
With only a Doran's blade to sustain him, he is going to have to get closer. But at the moment, getting in close means he's going to be taking more damage.
They're catching up though. 31 to 34 currently.
Losing that first blood to Jayde. Which is showing that was a very good by Alfie. And if Milo had gone on top of Theo, then he would have taken quite a bit of damage.
Milo also dodged the shield. Opting to go back at this point. Oh, that hit him as well.
It did hit him, but didn't. Just wasn't quite quick enough to stop the so Milo just healing up. There's the Vamp Receptor. Again, Alfie landing that Q, and that's a lot of damage done to to Theo, but unfortunately he's just going to be able to sustain it back up. So until Milo gets back, they're not going to be able to do it now.
Alfie also now getting low on mana himself.
He does have those mana reading skills and has the Don's ring bar. So it's whether he's
Option to go for the tower.
dodging the Q with the air spring. I'm not sure if Jayde's actually taken all that much damage at all so far. All the damage has been put down onto Theo.
Well, he's playing quite aggressively, so getting punished for it. Also the fact that he's not near it, he doesn't have flash or any sort of escape in that regard. Alfie should be the one to hit 6 first though, because he was in lane alone. We'll see if they can do anything with that.
I'm certainly expecting to see some sort of engage once both Alfie and Milo to 6.
49 to 43 currently, 50.
Milo catching up quite nicely in CS. They are still like behind. And unfortunately for Milo and Alfie now, the wave's just got to that perfect spot where Ace can farm it off quite nice everywhere. Milo has to put himself in quite close to the also don't have any farming in the tower, whereas you probably find that Milo and Alfie would be outside and pushed onto them.
Getting to 10 difference now.
6-2.
And yeah, Lux has just got access to ult.
That's both Ez and
That's Ezel and Soraka ult. They really should have probably tried to go before Soraka got ult.
Milo's got 3 quarters of the way there.
I think their best bet would have probably just been to go when only Lux had ult, but they weren't in really a position to do anything about it.
Taking a lot of damage though. He did manage to carry one of those auto attacks from Ezreal, but still taking a lot of damage. But again, so much sustain for Theo and Jayde. Neither of them are low on health, neither of them are low on mana. There's a good engagement. Milo's going to take the first blood. Wow. And that is.
Like I say, without flash, anything, as soon as he gets like caught by, and you know, like I say, without any defenses either,
Theo
get a Lux combo
Theo
straight into your ult.
Theo wasn't quick enough to put his ult down, and now those lack of defensive and mastery have shown that Milo's annihilate. But they are still behind CS. But now that Soraka's missing, Jayde's not got the mana sustain that she's had for this whole game. So we may find Theo's heading back to lane. Don't know if Jayde's going to want to recall.
I think they made a mistake staying here. I think they're too far behind on the CS to try for that. Like they're getting to the point where they're like 20 behind. They should have backed bought with the first blood money and tried to go for another kill. But Theo still doesn't have any flash. How long we got left on? Yeah, just about a minute left on Blade Waltz.
Barrage.
Another catch.
They're going in again. It is going to be enough. Wow. So Theo does manage to get in, but it's not enough. There's too much damage for the lack of resistance. Some very good
Theo not taking
A
flash
summoner
is
has
like
disconnected.
lost in this game.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has disconnected.
I think Alfie has won that game for them. Is landing
A
those
summoner has disconnected.
Qs as Lux has given Milo the perfect opportunity to. I think he probably has. Obviously they've been communicating well. Milo's landed the double lunge, and he didn't even need his ultimate in the last one. So, we'll be joining them live for their, 3 minutes behind, I just keep saying live, for their third game shortly. 1-1, so still all to play for. Two very different games there.
We'll have to see, if everyone gets banned again and we go back to the first game.
Just some more tournament stuff that I'm having to deal with. So be interesting to see what happens here. Hopefully Jayde will let me know the bans again. So they are just in team select, so we should be joining them shortly. So what are you expecting to see this time?
Well, every sort of time, Theo and Jayde have gone for a more... Jayde's always sort of played... Sorry, let me start over. One of them's always played a more supporty role and allowed the damage to come from the other person. Like you saw... Leona played by Jayde in the first game, and then Soraka played by Theo in the second game. So they've always gone for more focus on one person than split, as Milo and his brother have seemed to be doing. I think it entirely depends on the bans though, because I know that RainbowStarDust plays a lot of Lux, and whether Lux is left open for him to take, and Milo takes in a similar champ, he might go opt for Fiora again if it's open. I know he likes playing Fiora in these situations just because of the ult.
I'd certainly expect from the early game that Milo and Alfie struggle with, because if they hadn't managed to get that engage, and the other two had played it even more defensively than they already were, I think they would have won by the CS, because they did have a decent CS lead.
So you can't come in that situation against us, especially against an AD carry. You're not going to come back from a 20 CS deficit.
So I certainly imagine that Milo and Alfie will be banning Soraka once again. It looks like we've got the bans. The bans are Riven, Janna, Leona, Soraka, Xin and Fiora. So Ezreal from that game's still open. Lux from that game's still open.
Won't be surprised if Alfie picks Lux again then, but it depends what other people want to play.
Both Soraka and Fiora banned. Xin and Leona from the first game both banned. The Elise is open, but to be honest, I'm not surprised they didn't ban it, because it wasn't a problem for them in their first game. They did ban her in the second game. Not sure whether it was really necessary, because Alfie really didn't do a lot as Elise in the first game. So it's not a surprise that they haven't banned Elise this time. So we'll have to see if Alfie picks her up again. But as Lux is open and he did do such a good job in that game, I wouldn't be surprised if Alfie takes Lux for the third game.
I know it's one that he plays a lot of.
So they are just in Champion Select, so hopefully we'll be with them in about a minute's time. Let's have a look at some comments. Just trying to find where we sort of looked at last time. People talking about the TeamSpeak server, and all giving away incorrect passwords for it.
Oh, they're in game now. We can see what they've picked.
Okay, so we'll just go to spectate. As we've guessed, Alfie is taking Lux once again, and there's no Caitlyn ban, so Milo has taken Caitlyn. Caitlyn is Milo's favourite AD carry at the moment, so expect good things from him there. Jayde,
I don't know. He's gonna have a lot of shit to try and deal with, and he's not a barrier either. No barrier against Fizz Lee.
So Jayde, and from what you were talking about a second ago with Jayde and Theo both having that one focus champion, having all the damage on one and the other one playing the support role, they've now swapped that up completely with the Lee Fizz. We have already seen Jayde play Fizz in the tournament. She was up against
Syndra, I remember.
Yeah, against Syndra. I think that was against Fabsy.
Yeah,
that game.
I think so.
Where Fizz Fizz is supposed to be a hard counter to Syndra, and he showed her up, quite frankly, very well. Although we did learn later that apparently the reason why she lost it at the end was because she spilled her drink.
What's it?
Bit of a
Milo and his brother playing, well, a somewhat traditional, like, you know, what would actually work as just a bot lane. He like looks with Kate as well for a pokey lane.
Pretty much the same team for them as before, except Milo's now going to be ranged rather than melee, and that's probably going to work in his advantage.
Well,
we can probably assume that Alfie's taking the same masteries and runes. We can certainly assume that Milo's taking lifesteal quintessences, as that's what we've seen from him on all of his ADs so far. Everything else will be standard AD carry builds. I think the one that could be up in the air is the Lee build. Medal of Honor is the name of the rune page. It's attack damage marks and quints, armor seals, and magic resist per level glyphs, along with 2190 mastery, so opting for a lot of damage there. He's not going to be as tanky as you might sometimes see Lee Sin, so he is going to be hoping to put down a lot of damage. If he gets on top of Milo, then he's going to cause some problems. So we'll quickly, we've got 30 seconds left before we start. Just quickly look at Jayde. Ability power, quintessences, armor pen. Interestingly, armor pen marks. So hoping to get those the damage from those autos, armor seals, and flat magic resist glyphs. 10 seconds left. 2109. So nothing in the defensives. It is called AP Squish for a reason. Though still taking that point in runic affinity. Clearly she hasn't quickly adjusted those masteries before the game started, as runic affinity doesn't really have any use.
Well, to be fair, it's the one point. It's going to get you like a biscuit or something. If that biscuit wins the game, fair enough. But it's you don't see that many. I mean, I don't know if you have or anything, but I know a fair few people haven't bothered changing the masteries. They just use.
I've seen a couple of people do different things. I certainly I always have a set mastery page, but before any game, no matter what kind of game it is, I quickly have a look at that mastery page and just tweak it slightly, just take the odd point out. Particularly because we play a lot of ARAM as well. There's a lot of mastery points that you don't need in ARAM at all, like runic affinity, and also because I jungle a lot, the defensive tree. I end up changing to take out points in bladed armour and such to swap them about because I'm not playing in the jungle, or I am playing in the jungle. But it is only a couple of mastery points that are going to be wasted.
Once again, Jayde and Theo going for no flashes, but this time they both have some mobility and it's not just Soraka wandering around.
Both going with barrier, both flash. And Milo choosing ignite, Alfie choosing heal. I've always had an issue with taking ignites on AD carries, particularly on Caitlyn, because she's got so much range that she shouldn't really be getting close enough to put down the ignite. Though I suppose against Fizz and Lee Sin, it's them going to be getting on top of her rather than her going into range to drop the ignite. So we're straight in. Theo's just getting warmed up apparently.
I think the ignite pick may have been a bad choice against such a dive heavy team.
No barrier on Kate is going to be an issue for Milo here. If either of Theo, or I think Theo and Jayde's plan is going to be, if Lee Sin can land the Q, then Jayde, it's not difficult for Jayde to follow up. If Jayde jumps in, then they have to rely on Theo landing that
With
Q
your
to
power
then
level,
him follow
I
up.
suggest you forfeit
But
instead.
if they let Theo engage, it's very easy for Fizz to just jump in, Q, and then put down that damage.
Well, it's either that or they just wait for 6 and just wipe them.
I wouldn't want to leave things up in the
Because
air.
Lux has 18 armour. How much armour pen does Jayde have? He's got 12 armour pen, so even Fizz's autos are going to be stinging her.
The one thing that Milo and Alfie do have, though, on their side is range. Kate is constantly being banned in this tournament because she's got so much range. So if Milo can keep his poke up, then it should mean that if they do engage on top of him, all he's got to do is flash or E out of the way, and then finish them off.
Well, Kate's not even one of those AD Fuck off, Logs.
Minions have spawned.
Kate's not even one of those early carries you'd take if you want to actually go for kills, you know, like
early on. Apart
like
from her
Graves
head,
or someone.
Apart from her head, she can do a fair bit of poke. But early on, she's not.
But yeah, I can see the Pilkington brothers going for like the CS victory, whereas it seems pretty obvious that Jayde and Theo are gonna try and murder somebody.
That is a good point, and I don't think I actually mentioned this. Alfie and Milo are brothers, playing together in this game.
The brothers Pilkers.
As far as I'm aware, we don't have any other families in the 2v2. So yeah, I think we're certainly going to see it. Milo and Alfie are just going to play this as safely as they can. Though Milo going in for the extra point.
They're sort of messing it. Yeah, he's getting pretty close there. They're sort of messing each other up, trying to both take the farm.
Even though it is a combined CS victory, it probably is worth trying to have one person take it. Just because, as you say, they're just going to mess up. The other option they've got, particularly with range, is if they can push.
They're taking a fair bit of damage there. He's got pots there.
It's not difficult for Kate to sneak the tower now.
This is going to be a very tough game for Theo and Jayde until they've got, you know, until they've completely scaled up. Because level 1 Fizz can't really do a lot.
Level 6, they're going to have a lot of burst, a lot of engagement.
Level 3 is where I think they might try something.
So it's all, I think, as far as Milo and Alfie are concerned, it's going to be down to Alfie to try and land that Q. If he can land the Q, then he's going to stop the rage.
I think you'll see both Lee and Fizz play very safe until they get 3. That's both of them on 3. I would expect to see something now. Whether they're going to play it safe and until 6, but I think that's a bit far.
We didn't actually talk about the items. Milo going for the Doran's blade, which he'd be stupid to do anything else. This time, he doesn't have that worry of having to put himself in danger in order to sustain that damage if he's got such a range. Doran's
The health is nice to get as well.
Doran's here's the 3 points that you're expecting.
He's going to take a lot of damage in return there.
A lot of damage on Milo. Jayde is quite low.
Yeah.
Unfortunate miss by Alfie there with the everyone's still got that pass off, still sustaining up.
No, someone's burnt either.
We're burnt in that.
Milo's in one of those life steal quints.
It's not going to be difficult for Milo to sustain up with those life steal quints.
At least I think I'm assuming he's running his life steal quints.
Every AD game I've seen him play so far, his standard AD route page is lifesteal points.
It's not changed this time either.
Nope.
What's he opting for? Yeah, opting for Q.
Theo Jayde maxing the W first.
He'll get caught again. The damage to look shield taking most of that.
Both some of the spells.
Nope. Will the Ignite take it?
Ignite's not going to do it. Is Milo going to be able to get the first UFO? He's going to go for it. There's that's a good
flash. Oh! There's first blood. Well played.
Well played. That was very good timing for Alfie to come back in and land that Q. That was looking a bit dangerous for Milo, particularly as he both summon spells and taken barrier. So very well
noticed that Theo didn't exhaust in that exchange.
And this is now going to be a major issue for Theo and Jayde. They're already one
Yeah.
kill down. So if they try and engage,
1 kill down and like over 10 CS down.
so if they try for an engage, they've got to kill both of them without getting killed themselves. Either
I
that
still
or
think
kill
that
one of them and get out both alive. If they trade 1 for 1, then it's over.
Jayde fails to hop the Nexus.
So items going back into lane. Milo opting for the boots. Clearly wants to try and dodge some of those lead views as well as
Taking Vamp as well, even more sustain.
The Vamp to give him more sustain is going to just boost the current lead that he's got. The Chalice for Lux, I think that's more for the mana rather than the magic of this.
Although the MR against Fizz is obviously nice.
Then Fizz opted for the second orange ring, health pots, and an orange blade on top of extra health pots for Theo.
I think the best option here is to just wait for both Lee and Fizz to hit 6.
Theo's
Try and all in with ults.
He is about to
Milo obviously with no flash this time.
No, all
Theo still with exhaust.
Some of the spells were put by both Milo and Alfie. Theo still has his exhaust.
Buddy joined your channel.
Someone else has wandered in.
So they know what situation they're in. They're just going to keep pushing so that it's difficult. It's more difficult to farm. They're already struggling to farm, and neither of these two champions.
Yeah, 31 to 51.
Neither of them are going to be fantastic at farming power, whereas Milo obviously isn't going to have that problem. There is a reason that we're seeing Caitlyn banned so often in these tournaments so far, and this is the reason.
Ult's on blue side now. Jayde's got ult, but Theo doesn't yet. I do think you'll see a chance at a big engage as soon as both of them have ult.
Obviously, Milo has the need to get back. So I think if they're sensible, they'll push to try and jump on Alfie as he's got no way of escape. The only thing he's got is to throw the Q and the E, snare and slow. He doesn't actually have a way of getting back quickly. Also, Milo has boots, so it's going to be easier for him to run away.
Ignite back up for Fizz as well. That's the snare down.
Theo's barrier has a few more seconds, but that'll be up shortly.
Yeah, Milo's Ignite will be up for the encounter, but that's not.
An engager now would see Milo Alfie do some spells.
The Ignite take.
The Ignite is
Ignite
going
takes
to get a
Fizz.
kill, and that is the end. A very good.
Oh, last tick.
Ignite did it.
Got part though. Having a little fight though.
Wonderful. They would have still continued. But no. It seems there was one about Milo taking the game.
Yeah.
So well done to Milo.
I was going to say all they need to do is pick up and kill them if they do try and go on them. So, but yeah,
that was some very quick reactions from Alfie there. That
A
was
summoner has disconnected.
such a good combo, getting off the snare, the E and the ultimate. Managed to hit both of them with the snare. So I think a victory well deserved. Well done to both teams, particularly to Alfie and Milo. They get another point in the Swiss round. So they go into the last round 2 games up. Theo and Jayde go into the last round 1 win, 1 loss. Thank you all for watching as usual. Thank you James for co-casting with me today.
no problem.
And with any luck, we might have another game for you in the next 5 or 10 minutes. So see you then.
Bye for now.